I'm Lesley Logan. I'm here at Westwood Pilates, and I'm back with another collaboration with Andrea Ada Pilates. So you can check out her channel after this because we are both talking about the short box series today. And what I'm not going to do is go through every single exercise in the short box and how to do all of it. What I wanted to do is actually just talk about some tips and tricks to deepen the practice because I have all of these as a how-to on my Reformer playlist. So you can check out the entire short box series, each one on how to do it on my Reformer playlist. But some of the things that go wrong in the short box series is a lot of times people just skip it because it's a long series, and if people have tight hip flexors or have a hard time, they just don't get it, right? But don't skip it because it's super integral in actually learning how to do all the more advanced moves and Pilates because all the spine shapes happen on the short box. First you have your round back, and then you have your tall back, then you have your side bend, you get your twist, right? And then you have your tree, which goes from flexion to extension. So yeah, you can't skip it because you need all of it. But here are some tips. If you are not using a two-way stretch or an oppositional movement, this class is going to make noise. So that's a sign that you're not actually connecting. You're kind of just like falling back and then flinging forward. So your legs actually have to stay very still. Now to do this, I have a trick up my sleeve for you. Grab a TheraBand or a magic circle. So you can put the magic circle over your legs for all the exercises but the tree, or you can tie the TheraBand around your legs for all the exercises but the tree, right? And I'll show you that over the next time I do a how-to on the short box series will be on the ladder barrel with Andrea. But you'll push out on this circle, and it's actually going to turn your outer hips on. You just be careful that you don't use your knees. But when you do that, no matter what the exercise is, you'll actually find your limitation more because you'll be rolling over your seat rather than hinging off of your hip flexors. Because if these are on, these get a break, which is really going to let you tap into your abdominals more. So I highly recommend using the magic circle or a TheraBand to get your seat on so you can do all the exercises. So then my next tip for you in not cheating and skipping this whole series, because it's so lovely, is if you can get yourself a weighted pole that's long, not short, it'll actually help get you out of your shoulders, right? If you always feel like your shoulders are in your ears and you're holding the short pole, you're out of luck, right? You're just not gonna be able to do it. So get yourself a long pole, you can get it at a hardware store. And then if it's weighted, you actually can feel your arms connect onto your back. And so you'll feel this little band of muscle down here, and it's at the very base of your scapula. It makes that little triangle, and it can pull your shoulders down together without shoving them down and losing the connection to your center. Another tip, when going back, the first thing everyone does is like looks up, which is not ever that fun. So I recommend picking a spot on the wall and keeping your eyes there. So at some point it will look like you're looking down your nose, but you can actually go much further back and you'll hear it and you'll feel it. Everything starts to shake. So you kind of look down the nose as you go back, because if you look up, you can't go back as far. You end up extending your neck and not really doing much of anything else. Last little tip. The legs are more important than you think. I've already talked about it with the magic circle, but the feet as well. You don't want them to do just like any kind of thing. You want to make sure it's like you're standing on your feet. A lot of people like to overdo it with the toes. It's just flat, kind of like you roll up on the mat, and you'll get a lot more out of it so that when you do your tree, and you only have one leg and nothing to press out on, you'll actually have the feeling of actually being able to stand on that foot. If you are struggling in the tree, especially not feeling the quad, then you can do this little bent position when you go back. It does help square the hips off and it turns the seat on. And so my teacher, Jay, has said a lot of tall people kind of like to use that because it does give you something to to connect your seat to. But I still do it straight leg, and I'm tall. So when you come here and you're doing the bend and straighten, it's actually not a hamstring stretch, it's to help lift your spine. So for me, I have to remind myself a lot that when I do the straightening of my leg, it's to actually help pull my stomach away from it. Just like if I was doing the stomach massage series, pushing into the bar, as my leg goes away, my stomach can pull in and I can grow much taller, right? So those are some tips and tricks for success on the short box series on the reformer. Next week, Andrea, Maida, and I will be over on the ladder barrel giving you some more tips on the whole short box series. So make sure you subscribe, go check out her Pilates channel, and we will see you next time. I'm Logan, thanks for watching.